reviews? What are actually reviews?
So what you'll find is an exceptional difficulty. It's not even a curve, it's just a straight line. I mean, even from the first level, you are going straight in there, and it is relentless. It does have exceptionally high difficulty, which you only realise when you pick up and go, I can't quite remember how to, oh no, this isn't how this works. So it's hard, you die a lot. It's pretty, but...
I think this core concept is about as flawed as the world itself, minus the beauty of it all. I always find it funny when someone says, but it isn't perfect. Technically, there's nothing ever perfect. Perfect is a way of saying something is amazing or about as good as possible. But there's always the possibility of something being better or worse. So the inconsistency of the reviews themselves makes them a joke. I won't say all reviews are completely bogus. Yes, I may use them as a referencing point at times, but sometimes they're all mostly correct or completely wrong. So that might make some of this discussion pointless. However, I think in due time, people will realize that reviews could be something different. They shouldn't be as objective. It should be about a different point of view, a review of your own perspective, and it's because a perspective can make an individual's opinion of something completely different. Like the reviewer that said Crash is the Dark Souls of platforming. Media changes all the time. It's unrecognizable in some ways when compared to the early 2000s, and concepts change as well, so in this case, it will eventually take a shit on itself and people will start being more individual, or maybe not. If that does happen, then it can translate to critics themselves and start realizing the problem here. It's just funny at this point when you're criticizing something and the criticizing that is being done is flawed. Then there's the case of those critics who refuse to handle critique themselves, such as individuals like Angry Joe is a more recent example. The best example I can give for a completely different perspective on a game is Deadly Premonition. It could be one of the best and most inspired games ever, then the worst and most poorly executed when, in fact, it all depends on your view and review afterwards. You don't have to put a fucking number on something to generalize it, but again, I do understand it as a reference point. And there's just no identity in it all. Why do you think individual reviewers have been becoming more and more popular? Because there is variety in one way or another. I've watched so many damn IGN reviews and I genuinely can't remember like 90% of them. They just show up as a blur in my mind, unless it's some controversial review or reviewer. This is precisely the point of this video, and this review. I was initially going to discuss the Insane Trilogy obviously, but my perspective on it is that it's made by developers who knew what Crash Bandicoot was and still is. But then I can talk about how speedrunning triggers me on a deeper level, and how I get angry during the relic trials in the game. But I won't slander the game on an objective level. It's that sort of point of view that can influence the review, and you never know what the fuck is going on. Why did this guy hate this? What's his problem? Why does he love this shit? People have words and they just don't use them to express themselves. Yes, it can be professional per se, but you can express yourselves in 100 different ways. What I'm trying to say is, stop being fucking original.